On the frigidly cold days in Fairbanks, when it's time to plug in the cars and start the cars 20 minutes before a drive, having your car close to your location can be the warmest feeling you have during the day. At the University of Alaska Fairbanks, parking is very limited during the school year, and good parking spots are competed over every year. With the many people that visit the university, the students that live there often must park their vehicles far from their home on campus. These students arrive to and leave the campus more times than other users of the parking spaces. The on-campus students also pay the university thousands for a living space, and the current situation discourages students from living on campus. Students of the University of Alaska Fairbanks that are residents of the dorms should receive designated parking spots for their vehicles. For those of us that make the very long walks on ice from the parking lots to our dorms, we take notice of how often the close parking spots are taken up by people who live off campus and by vehicles that are simply unused. Many of the students work off campus, take classes at the university's satellite locations, and are involved in activities that require us to leave the campus several times a week. These aspects of our lives result in multiple trips off campus several times a day. Visitors, other students, and faculty only find themselves coming and going to campus once or twice a day. When considering who the close parking spots are rewarded to, it makes sense to reward them to those who make the most trips on and off campus. $4,000 to $6,000 a year is how much it costs to live in the dorms at the Fairbanks campus. When an individual pays that much for rent off campus in our community, the vast majority of the time they receive an assigned or easily accessible parking space. At the Fairbanks campus, we walk from the lowest parking lot to the lower campus facilities, and that walk can be over half a mile. It is a common practice at the end of the day for students who move their vehicles from those lower campus parking spots to the more secure and easily accessible lots. When a student is arriving back to campus in the middle of the day, these long walks are not uncommon. These students are also often carrying heavy objects such as groceries on icy surfaces. For the high price students pay to live on campus, it seems unjust to put them through such an ordeal. When students consider this situation when deciding to move on campus or not, many decide it would be better off to live off campus. These students are potential income for the university that is being squandered. Having assigned parking spaces for students that own vehicles would be considered a convincing element for undecided students and a morale booster for the current residents. The university could see additional sources of revenue from this idea by having assigned parking passes each semester at an increased cost. Not only would this be a great help for our students, but it would also be a benefit to the university. The parking situation for residents at our university is difficult, unjust, and contains an overlooked opportunity for the university. Assigned parking spaces can be made a reality at our campus if its benefits are brought to the attention of the university's faculty. This can be done by simply sending an email to the chancellor, student director, or the parking services at our Fairbanks campus. Long, cold, slippery walks to cars at the dorms can be a thing of the past, and all you have to do is send an email.